What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing today on this Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? I have a really special guest today, Peter from Guppy Guru, and I also have a special attire today. If you didn't notice, these are my old school headphones. They're nice headphones, but I broke them and I had to make it work, so I kind of MacGyvered it together with a fishnet bent with some duct tape and a fishnet. You know what I'm saying? And I broke my other little monitor that I normally have, my in-ear monitor. So this is what we're working with today. Last minute stuff. That's a little, that's why we're late. So it's always a little bit of improv. And I almost broke my leg on getting ready for this. Anyways, I didn't even tell Peter about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyways, let me check out the chat. I want to try to get it up on the totally popped out here real quick. There's so many people up in here already. I know, I think Amber's probably over there somewhere. Let me see. It won't let me pop it out right now. But I do see, let me get out all live chat so that I can see a little bit more of this chat, at least over here on this screen. Okay, so I have Peter with me. I don't want him to hang out too long on the other side. So let me go ahead and grab him up, bring him out here for you guys, and we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about guppies. We're going to talk about outdoor summer tubs. We're going to talk about breeding guppies, live bears, selling fish, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm really excited. And I know he's got some new exciting stuff to share with us as well. So that's exciting as well. So let me go ahead and let me try to pull him over here, but I'm going to try using my new phone app because I'm just excited like a big kid. Let me see if this works right here. And bam. Oh, and let's see. Transition. Peter, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you saying yes and giving me some time on this Tuesday evening. I know
No, of course. Yeah.
I know
No,
we're all so busy with the pandemic and all that.
yeah, we're all busy, really, really busy doing nothing. It's
Keeping our
kind of
fish
nice, isn't
tanks
it?
clean, right?
Yeah, exactly. Too clean, maybe.
Your
But
bright
no,
look,
it's
your
been
lights
good.
your lights look so much brighter than mine right now in comparison. But you know what? I couldn't take any more on my
Yeah.
eyes right now. Couldn't take any more. So
Yeah.
you're doing good over there. You've got a lot of stuff going on. I've been watching your content, and you've been moving pretty fast. So
Yeah.
there's, you got just hit 2,000K.
I think I'm 1.63
Oh,
or
right.
something.
You haven't quite got there yet. You just went about
Yeah.
15, and
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you
No,
at now?
Trent over at Well Done Tanks hit 2K today. So,
Oh,
or yesterday. So
nice.
that was what we were trying to do, is get him to 2K. He's been trying to get there for quite a long time. So,
Congratulations to him,
yeah, no,
definitely.
he's a great friend of mine. He's actually local to me, so I helped him with his fish room, and he's just a really good friend. So
Very
had to spread that
awesome.
guppy love, as I say. So
Right? I want to say a quick thank you to everyone that's out there in the chat, all of the moderators, Candy Overhaul. Thank you so much for all of the links, throwing out all of the links to the Teespring and everything else. Thank you so much. And we have a lot of members in the chat as well. I don't know how many people, 35 people watching. That's pretty awesome. You can't really, I don't know if you can see the screen that I made up for this, but I went ahead and threw up some live
yeah,
bears, some of my more favorite, well, not my more favorite, my favorite live bears, probably my
no, they're
favorite fish,
gorgeous.
probably my all-time favorite fish right now anyways, for many, many years. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no,
this is
those are beautiful for
the
sure.
Stiak Indlers, and I actually
Yeah,
had a little bit of a discussion, me and Amber and I earlier. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I really want to start out from the beginning, not to get too corny or anything, but I would love to get just a little bit of your background and just
yeah.
what you know. So I don't want to get it. You're what, like 19, 20, right?
I'm 26,
Oh,
so
awesome.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you've been how long you've been, like, when did you get your first aquarium? How long you've been keeping fish? What got you into this and
So
whatnot?
technically, I've had fish since I was a little kid. So like a couple tanks when I was younger. Beta fish here and there, or
Mm-hmm.
betta fish here and there.
Right.
We had like a tree frog at one point. We had some of those dwarf frogs when we were
Oh, wow.
younger, and didn't do anything with them. I don't even think my brother fed them for like 6 months, and we ended up giving them away because he never took care of them. But I didn't have a fish tank until last year. So
Oh, wow.
this October, well, actually this July will be 1 year. So I've just passed my 1 year mark of keeping fish again.
Very cool.
So it's a little over 30 tanks in less than a year. So
So you have 30 takes now. This your like a garage space here?
yeah, so this is the garage. So I'm lucky enough where, kind of like you know, we've got very supportive ladies in our lives, which is awesome.
Yeah, it
Amber's
helps a
great for
lot.
you. Oh, it does, doesn't it? It is the best thing in the world. But my lady, Courtney, she's like, you know, you really love this. It's your passion. You're so much happier. You're calmer. Your demeanor, everything is better. Why don't you just take over the whole garage and make that your fish room and make that your sanctuary? And so she gave me full reign of the garage, and I ran with it a little bit more than I should have. But I have too much genes, so I uh, I went kind of crazy in here. So,
That's
but
awesome.
it's all
No, it
good.
looks good. You know, one of the things I've been on both sides. I've been in relationships where they were not so supportive, and I
Hmm.
think one thing that really goes very far for people that are in that situation is making it look very clean and organized. And I can see from
Yes.
behind you, you've accomplished that, and that's going to go a long way with the ladies or with your partner, no matter one way or the other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. No, that was her biggest thing. Is she just always said it has to be clean, and I'm kind of a stickler for it on my own too. So having tanks that look like nature and are as beautiful as you would see out in the wild is what I strive for. So therefore, that's why this whole garage is as green as it can get. So
Very cool. I love how you have. It's really interesting. You've got auto feeders on like every one of your tanks.
every single tank, yes.
Wow.
So I've got a Penplex daily double on most of them. I do have a couple of the Aquarium Co-op easy feeders on them too. I'm doing some tests on those, kind of comparison wise on them. I really do like those, but the Penplex is so nice because it's just a double A battery. It just rotates and spills out twice a day. So super easy
Right.
feeder.
Right.
But I travel so much for what I do for my day to day job that if I didn't have them, it'd be very difficult for someone to come in and kind of take care of them as much. So I come in and feed baby brine shrimp and bloodworms and spirulina flakes and krill flake and all that other stuff on top of the two feedings a day.
Sweet. So
So they
most
get
of what
lots
you're
of food.
keeping, that yeah, definitely. So what you're keeping mostly guppies, live bears, or
Yes.
so yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So
yeah? Go explain. Kind of. I'd love to know more of what your livestock is. Yeah.
yeah. So I think I've got right now. I'm thinking about 22 strains of guppies, ranging all the way from like round tails all the way up to the big, Delta, Moscow's kind of tails. A few of them are IFGA show lines in here as well that I've got from local club members or from people online that I've purchased them from. But then I've got, corridoras, I've got shrimp, I bred betas in the garage here, I've got angelfish, I've got hillstream loaches, I've got Siamese algae eaters, glass cats, um, pandagaras, goldfish. I got a whole plethora of animals in the garage too. So I'm trying to spread my wings a little more, as it were, be, but guppies are my love for sure. Yeah, and then I've got a lot of endlers now too as well. So the 21 guppies also includes the endler strains I've got.
Yeah, your live bears. So,
Yep.
what is probably so far for you personally at this point in time right now? What is probably the most rewarding kind of breeding program that you're working on personally? Like your own thing that right now that's just kind of like your pet project out of everything in your fish room.
Yeah. There's a couple new fish in the garage. I've got a video I think coming out Thursday on them. It's another care species of fish that I'm very, very excited to get in the garage. Mike over at the Guppy Shack sent them over to me. They're another live bear species, and I can spill the beans on them on the stream because I appreciate you having me on. But they're golden
Yeah.
skiffia. So
Okay.
have you ever heard of the golden skiffia?
I have not.
So it is
My
100%
girlfriend's in the other room shaking her head right now at me.
they're 100% extinct in the wild. So they're only captive bred now at this time. So it's another
Very
really
cool.
cool care species. So that fish for me is kind of like my most like I'm really into that. I love what they look like. But as far as like my favorite tank that I just absolutely love to death, it's all my Dumbos, like my Dumbo guppies.
Okay.
Like they're not IFGA affiliated. A lot of the real guppy, people don't like them. I absolutely love them. I think they're dorky. They're great. They
Oh
have
yeah.
great colorations, and really, it's all about what we love and kind of what we want. So, those are my favorites, though. The Dumbos for sure.
I I I have to say I agree in a way that like there's a lot of species like the one you just mentioned. There's some things that are kind of like on the cares list or critically
Hmm.
endangered and protected, and I definitely my heart goes after a lot of those fish. I get caught up with a lot of those fish. It kind of gets in the way.
Yeah.
It could definitely you can get in the way of making money as a breeder. So kind of have to find a balance of like what stuff I keep that's like special and more of like a pet project that might be more of like actually conservation, kind of like citizen scientist thing, and then stuff
Right.
that's actually going to pay the bills. There's kind of got to be this balance between the two. But for me, what I'm getting at is for me, like with guppies and shrimp, those are like the two things I feel like I'm willing to kind of like play with genetics and kind of mess around because they're already fancy guppies have already been like messed with so much already.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm like destroying some endangered genetics of something. You know, like something that's like
Right.
critically endangered from the wild. Uh, Not the same thing as like my blue tetras or that
Yeah.
species you just spoke of. You said the golden stiffia,
Golden Skiffia. Yeah. So I think
skiffia with a like a
so. Fish
ck.
Tank Barn put the name in the chat there. It's the Skiffia francais, I think is how you pronounce it, or
Mm-hmm.
Francia.
Yep, and
Um,
Candy put the cares website link in there as
yeah,
well.
and that's another thing I'm striving more towards. The longer I get into this hobby, this whole hobby is not about money for me. It really isn't. It's about this is what I love to do. Like if I didn't have a YouTube channel or the websites or any of that, I would still have this garage. 100%.
Oh,
This would
right.
be
I
my
agree.
normal garage.
Right.
So it's like it's one of those things that being able to spread the kind of the passion that we like, just like with your channel,
Mm-hmm.
all the science stuff that you're throwing into the hobby is just so awesome because no one's doing that kind of stuff. Or if they are doing it, they're keeping it to
Right,
themselves.
and I would be doing that even if I wasn't doing a YouTube channel. As long as
Right.
I would still keep my be having my fish tanks. That wouldn't have changed, and I would have had a microscope because for me, when I'm staring into those tanks, I'm just that kind of. I can't help it. I want to know what is that little white thing on the glass. I
Right.
don't want to know. Guess. I do not want to guess. I'm going to put it on a piece of glass, and I want to know what it is so I can
Yep.
relax. Uh, Amber doesn't like that so much. She's like, I don't want to know because I got to stick my hand in there.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I totally agree with you. There's two sides to it. You know, there's
Yep.
you got to pay your rent. You got to pay your bills if that's your business to breed livestock. But you also have like you still have a hobby behind it too. You don't want it to if it's all work and you lose that hobby.
Right.
Might just end up, it's not going to be fun anymore. You
Yeah, no,
know.
that's something that but the biggest thing too is like just like even coming on with you, it's the community. Like it
Yeah.
really is. Like the people that are part of this are mind-blowingly incredible. Like every day I get an awesome email or an awesome comment. I'm sure you get the same thing where it's just people just like, they break your heart in two and it's just the sweetest thing and the love that we get from the fish community is just it's the reason I do a lot of what I do.
I
So
agree. I agree. Yeah.
it's something that I just want to give back more than I've received. And that's the way I try to live my life. So
There's a very positive community here within this niche, within the fish keeping community. I think that it's always been a pretty positive community, the hobby itself. Before
yes.
YouTube and all that, I think that there's always been a pretty like a positive community where we kind of teach each other, the
Hmm.
younger generation, so that the fish are cared for properly. If there wasn't YouTube, we'd find something else, and we'd still be trying to make sure that the younger generation, the next generation of fish keepers, knows how to do it right, so that they're not harming the fish, or so that the hobby doesn't get taken away from everybody, right? So
Right.
I feel like this is a great outlet, and I think that we are we're totally I'm having fun, we're totally going off, but I feel like we are a good example to other communities on YouTube
Hmm.
because we are so positive and we do for the most part uplift each other and support each other. We're not trying to step on each other's toes. Like I'm trying to look to see who was streaming before me or at the same time, and I
Right.
think Chris was streaming, and I didn't know that he had a scheduled event to I don't know, but I'm not trying to step on his toes, and the fact that I care, we all kind of care, and we are not trying to really, and we're not out there either. A lot of us are not out there like talking bad about each other, like you don't know what you're doing. If anything, we'll go to each other
Right.
privately and be like, you might want to try, maybe try this and see what happens. if you try
Yeah,
it
no,
this way.
exactly. Like that's
There's a
the
way to
coolest
handle
thing
it.
too.
Right.
Yeah,
There's a right way to handle things and a wrong way to handle things. You know, and be polite
for
about it,
sure.
or you know.
Yeah, no, that's something that that is really awesome. Like if you go onto any other, like you go on the gaming channels and stuff, and you just go down through the chats, and it's just horrible, absolutely horrible.
Or the whole
But you
drama
go,
community on YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, but then you go through everyone's video on this community, and it's like, oh, I love this, congratulations, good job, you know, just all this praise and just support. It's just so cool. I just love it. So
All right. I'm playing with your camera here. That's why. That's why it looks weird. I wanted to bring you up a little bit more because of the placement of your camera. We're good. Ah, there we go. I can't help. I'm a
I can
perfection.
adjust
No,
a
no,
little
no,
bit.
no! Don't
No,
move
you're good.
anything. I already messed with that. No, everything in OBS.
Don't touch buttons. Yeah, don't
See, I
touch
know
buttons.
everybody's like, do not touch the buttons. I got too many buttons now. Now I got buttons on my phone too. I got a whole keypad. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm loving this stuff.
Yeah, no,
Let's.
I got OBS because of you. Because I was like,
Oh,
oh, that
nice.
looks so sweet. I love it. I love
It's
it.
it's pretty nice. The only thing is you can't stream from your phone without paying for. There's a streaming app and there's the remote control app is free, but the streaming app you have to pay for that.
Right. Yeah, but you can
Is my
stream
dad in the
mobile.
chat? What happened? My Amber is yelling at me from the other room. You're gonna. I can't hear you. I have headphones on now because I'm wearing the fun stuff. Let me try to see what else I had here. I had some things. So you've been on YouTube for how long?
So my first video, which if you go back, it's still on the channel. I think I might have taken it off. I'm not 100% sure, but it was my it was like a 45-second time lapse of my pea puffers just floating around one of my cherry shrimp.
Okay.
But that was in October of last year, so of
Oh wow.
2019.
Nice.
So in that 1 year span so far, I think I've put up 82 videos, which is a lot if you look at it number wise for what it is.
For that amount of time, yeah. I think I
Yeah.
did 100, 110 or 115 in my first year.
Yeah, it's just, well, I don't even think that includes like live streams. I don't know if TubeBuddy constitutes a live as.
No, that's considered a piece of content. It depends on. Well, they changed it, the back of YouTube changed it up, but it used to be
Right.
the old YouTube Studio. It counted it all as one big number. So I
Yeah.
used to have like 250 videos, 300 videos, but you know, like a third
Yeah,
of
they
those
cut it
now.
back.
I didn't start live streaming. I waited like a year and a half, 2 years into my channel before I started. I don't know until I started live streaming. I think I waited until after the hurricane.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So you've been so you said like 8 months.
Yeah, like a little less than a year. I think it's been, so let's see, it would be October. So yeah, 8, 9 months on YouTube. So,
So you do sell fish yourself? You sell?
yes, yeah, I do. I pretty much do it just so that I can, like, my biggest philosophy is there's a lot of fish in this hobby that people just can't afford. Like,
Right.
you know, that's just the part of it. You know, there's fish that are $400 a piece, or there's, you know, guppy trios that are $85. And so my goal is to kind of purchase those fish, breed them here in the garage, make sure they're healthy as they can be, and then sell those healthy fry to people at less. So that way I at least get back my original investment, but then people aren't putting as much money back into that same strain.
Right.
So it's kind of the main goal with what Salt City was for me to just be able to give people some high quality fish at less price.
So you've had a website of your own for a while, or do you do like
Yeah, so I joined up
Aquabit
with,
or anything like that, or?
I tried Aquabit, and I just couldn't figure it out well enough to run it as
Okay.
good as I wanted to. I tried eBay a couple times and could never get my PayPal account to link up properly, and eBay wouldn't help out too much on that. So I was just like, I'm done with that. But then I was chatting with one of my friends so Ian, who runs Salt City Aquatics, I've known him since we were like 3. Like, we've grown up together practically, which is awesome. But he's had his own site for a really long time selling his shrimp. So he's like, well, why don't you just start selling your fish on my site? I'm like, okay. So
All right.
I just joined up with him, and it's been, you know, we've gone ever since. So it's been really cool. It's really awesome because, I mean, I've known him so long that I can just text him or call him, and I trust him, he trusts me, and so there's really nothing wrong there. So
Very cool. So it's mostly guppies that you're selling. at
Yeah,
this point?
all guppies right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and a
All
few,
right.
plants and that kind of stuff too. But Ian's got a couple of the shrimp up that he's like bred out. So he played with some shrimp and he made a blue raz really shrimp. So it's like a blue red really shrimp. It's really cool, really cool shrimp.
Interesting. Very cool. So he's working with Caridina shrimp.
Yes. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. What else was I wondering about? So you've got some stuff coming up. You've got some new stuff. I'm looking at the clock here to see where we are with the clock and check out these other questions that I had for you.
There you
See
go.
what else I had going on in here. So personally, like, what is your favorite fish? Like, I feel like it's got to be some kind of a guppy, maybe. But like right now, of all time, like, what's probably your favorite? I know it's hard to ask people that question.
Yeah.
What's your
Well,
favorite fish?
I guess I can drop another bombshell on the stream today because there's some awesome people in here. But so the Bob Ross tank I just did.
Oh yes, I saw that
Yeah.
video. I
That
laughed. I think I
tank
cried.
I once I quit filming that with Bob because he was here and I paid him a lot of money to be here. Um, I literally broke down crying because I was having so much fun with that. It was the best thing ever. And then watching my dad and my uncle watch it was even funnier. Uh,
Right? I bet.
but that tank is actually going to be getting a predatory fish. So it is going to be getting a Bashir because I have always wanted a Bashir. I'm not gonna spoil like what type of Bashir.
Yeah, I was gonna be my first question is what type?
But it's not your average everyday one, which is really cool.
What type and how old is it? Those are gonna be my questions.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna the one I'm hoping to get is gonna be a pretty much a baby still. But
Okay.
other than that, since I don't have that fish yet, my favorite fish actually just passed away on Saturday.
I'm
So
sorry.
it was my original 3 Dumbo guppies, which were the red mosaic Dumbos, blue ears. It was Larry, Moe, and Curly, and I had them for the whole first year. And I'm pretty sure that the breeder that I got them from had them for quite a while because they were large fish, and they were just slowly getting older and older as time went on. But I finally lost Curly on Saturday, so it was a sad day. I shed a couple tears for that fish, but
Oh, I've been there, man. I hear you.
so
I'm sorry about that.
and people say guppies don't have personalities or anything, but I can put my hand in that tank and Larry, Moe, and Curly would swim right up into my hand and just hang out. So those are my 3 favorites. I don't have them anymore, but I'll keep going on and making more. So
Right. I'm probably missing so much stuff here in the chat. Totally, because I'm just focusing in on this interview.
Yeah.
I've been looking
I'm
forward to
doing the
this.
same
I'm
thing.
excited. I see that there's a lot of awesome people in here. Ginger Graves, Jason from Redfish Bluefish. Now I'm gonna have I'm gonna have Jason from Redfish Bluefish on next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern
awesome.
Standard Time. He's gonna be my guest next week, so look forward to that. Tentatively, so far, I'm pretty sure I got a yes out of him. So. I'm just waiting for some graphics, and we'll get that event up. I have Ginger Graves. We have looks like Papa Harden. My father is up in here. Looks like he stole my. Looks like my dad stole something of my. Something doesn't look right. No, it looks like my dad is in here, or somebody's in here under my account
under
somehow.
your name, yeah.
Well, that picture, that's when you talk about fish that we cry over. Whoever is in here is Joseph Harden. Hi, everyone.
Yep.
That is that's my angelfish that passed away, and that was a really sad night when that fish passed away, and I was like sitting there trying to, never mind. That was a rough one. Yep. Anyways, let's see who else is up in here.
We cry
Bob.
for our fish. We all do it.
Oh yeah, especially when you have, it's a pet. It's part of the family, especially when it's especially if you live in a small house where you're like around them all the time. They're not just like hidden in your basement in a fish room. What am I in trouble? She's saying something in the room and I don't know what. She's just distracting me because I don't know what she's saying. I don't know if I'm messing up or something's wrong or something. But let's see. We have Bob Kaler up in here. We have Carrie from Science Galaqual. I just want to give a hello to everybody in the chat real quick. We have Priscilla from MK Art, Priscilla MK. Amber's up in here. We have Crowntail Half Moon, Jess from Jess Shrimp Granny, Moonstone Aquatics. You have Candy helping out so much tonight. Thank you so much, Candy, throwing out all the links. I appreciate your support.
She's the best.
She is. We have Peplin Aquatics in here. And we have a new member as we speak here, Moonstone
Nice.
Aquatics, a bronze level member. Thank you so much. I've been trying to do like one live stream a month for my members, and it's like, to me, it's not enough because I enjoy it. It's kind of fun hanging out with the members. So I think I'm going to do it like twice a month.
No, for sure. Like if you're not a member already, definitely become one, because like I love all the little perks I get from it with being a member on your channel.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. No, yeah, we're just, that's like, to me, for anybody, it's like that behind the scenes stuff. You kind of like say that it's stuff that nobody else kind of sees, or the stuff that people get to see a little earlier than everybody else. Maybe when, new babies before everybody else gets to see them, that kind of fun stuff. So let's see here. So I do want to bring up something exciting that you just revealed just recently. Whoa, what do we got here? Moonstone Aquatics. Oh, it comes up delayed on the other side. It just made noise in my ear. I just got that notification popped up for everybody on the other side. It scared me because it makes a noise. I don't know if you heard it, but I heard it in my ear.
No, I didn't hear it. But
No.
Amber's saying she keeps forgetting that you can hear her. So that's
Oh,
why
she's messing
yelling.
with me. I was kind of
Yeah.
trolling from the other room while she was streaming yesterday because she was missing her super chats, and I was like, super chat into the other room, and she had the door closed to her office,
Yeah.
but she could still hear it. I know.
No, I was
I was
listening
messing
to it,
with
and
it.
I could hear you in the background yelling at her. So I understand what she means.
This is definitely an interesting experience. Two YouTubers
Yep.
trying to create their own content and breed fish and have a livestock breeding business together is definitely a big thing. We have Blake Gordon with a subscriber. I have a new subscriber, Blake Gordon. Thank you so much.
Blake
Appreciate
Gordon's
that.
a Utah boy.
Oh, wow.
So because you're Fish and Blake are brothers. So
Oh,
really
okay.
awesome guys. Yeah, they're here in Panguitch, Utah. Awesome guys.
Very cool. So what are we getting at? Oh yes, you have some news. You have a new website that just went up. You're
Yes.
collaborating and just launched a new website, which is really, really cool. And I was going to give you a chance to kind of reveal that and share that with everyone. And I definitely had some questions about that. I'm definitely interested in what you've got going on over there with that new project. Was there anything else I wanted? A couple of things real quick before we jump on that. Are you a member of any fish clubs locally or nationally or anything like that right now?
Yeah, so I'm actually a lifetime member of the International Fancy Guppy Association.
Okay.
I am a member of the Utah Fancy Guppy Association, so we're an IFGA affiliated club here in Salt Lake, which is awesome. That club, by far, if you're in the Salt Lake area or even close by, come and hang out with us because it's the coolest group of people in the world.
Very
and then
cool.
There's the Greater Salt Lake Aquarium Society that I'm a part of that as well. So as many clubs as I can possibly get into in the local area, I'm part of. So.
Right. I think it's really awesome. It's so nice. I've been in the Caribbean for, 20 years almost. Just about 20 years. And it's so nice to be back in the mainland for that, to be able. But now, I come back with this happening. So I know that it's going to happen eventually, but I'm not being able to enjoy it right now.
Right.
I got lucky to do the big fish deal. That was fun. That was like the last hurrah. But even though it's still nice to know that there's like a fish club around here and people that I can link up with and talk to locally, maybe even do a swap, even if it's in somebody's driveway or in the,
Right.
I literally have a neighbor, and I for privacy, I'm not revealing who it is or anything like that until they say otherwise. But I have a neighbor that's also a fish keeper, and just the other day it was really cool. They literally he put some plants in a bag because of social distancing. I'm getting excited. And he just hung it on the fence. For me, we share a backyard border is our fence line, and his backyard is full of fish tanks, glass fish tanks out on his deck and all this stuff. And so he just like hooked me up with some cuttings, and then we have all of our vegetables from the garden, and we hooked him up with a little bag of fresh vegetables, and we threw it over hung it over the other side of the fence. And it's been fun. Like, that stuff's fun, even though that we're in I guess my point is, even though we're in this present situation, it is really awesome that there's still ways that we can still share the hobby with each other. And we could, we've been shipping fish and plants through the mail for so long. It's still very much a viable way of
Yeah.
of enjoying the hobby, even though this stuff is going on. I do want to
Yeah,
say
no,
thank
it's a
you.
personal touch for sure.
Definitely. I'm sorry. I was waiting for it to come through all the way on the OBS side for everyone through the delay before I even said anything and stick out on that subject. But thank you, Bob Kaler, so much for the super chat. I believe that was that a $10, $9.99,
$10.
yeah, $10
Yippee.
super sticker super chat. Thank you so much, Bob Kaler. I appreciate that so very much. Let me get back down to the bottom of the chat here. So that's very cool. New subscriber, Blake Gordon. So let's get into this. So you have something really cool that you just revealed like today, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
a premiere
Well,
video.
technically, it came out on Monday, but the official new like website URL came out today with the video. So we were hoping to get it out on Monday, and then I was going to release another video today, but it worked out even better with it all being on Tuesday.
Okay.
Um,
So
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. Definitely just tell us all about it. Tell us what the new website is and just give us basic the breakdown of just, basically what you got going on.
yeah. So it's called Our Fish Collective, and pretty much what it is it's going to be more of like a community-based fish selling site. So it's for the people who are already selling fish or the people who want to start selling fish and who don't really have a system kind of in place yet. So our whole system that we've kind of set up with what when I ship, when Ian ships, we've built this whole process. And our goal is to help all these people who haven't shipped before or people who are already shipping and are having DOAs or issues kind of just get away from that kind of
Right?
issue, and really help out people. Like, we want to get discount codes to people. We want to give them products. We want to give them samples of stuff. There's a ton of stuff in the works that I've been just grinding at, and I'm just exhausted half the time, but it's all worth it because I think it's going to be a really awesome place for the community just to like expand more, because
Right.
really what it is all of us selling our fish to all of us. And that's kind of the best part, is that, like I have a map right above the live stream station here, and I can see where I've shipped fish, and it's all over the United States.
Right.
It's the
Okay.
coolest thing. So it's really cool that we have the ability to kind of build this really cool site for anybody to come and join up and have us kind of help them through the process and really make it like a, what's the word I'm thinking of here? More of a modern display of fish keeping. So we have a media page on there. So like my YouTube channel's on there, Fisherman Fevers is on there, Well Done Tanks is on there, Bay Area Aquatics. I think HC Aqua signed up today to be on
Oh
the
yeah,
site.
I checked out the website today. I
Yeah.
definitely checked it out. I took a look at everything. Yeah.
So there's a lot of really cool people that are joining up, and it's just another really awesome outlet. We don't hold you to anything. There's no contracts, nothing. We just ask that you ship everything to the specifications, so that if someone buys fish from me or from someone else, the box looks almost exactly the same. So that way we can almost guarantee that you're going to have a perfect
Right. So that
shipment.
was what I was going to ask you. My question was, so I have a site, or not a site. Well, Amber and I have a website that we're working on ourselves. That we have it. It's not online. We haven't gone live with it, but we've been just critiquing. We want to fine tune it before we. It's one of the things where it's like opening up a restaurant. I've helped open up a few
Right.
different restaurants, and I hate it when people want to like open up before you're completely ready. Not that you're never going to be perfect, but in some ways it can be harmful, right? So we've been holding off on our website just for a little bit longer, but I have sold on GetGills,
Right.
getgills.com from Dan's Fishes, and that's what I was curious, what how does it differ than that? It seems like you're kind of requiring a certain level of quality control.
Right. Yeah. So
Um,
so Dan does an incredible job. Like,
yeah.
you get
Oh, he's
fish
an
from
awesome
Dan.
fish keeper and
Yeah.
seller, and he packs his fish very well.
Perfect every
Yeah.
single time,
Yeah.
perfect. But then there's other people who sell on his site, that just don't kind of meet that same standard as him, which, of course, it's a site that sells fish. Like, okay, yeah, not everyone's going to kind of comply with the same rules. But if I'm still going to that site, I want to like kind of understand that, Dan's maybe got their back a little bit more. And that's kind of what we wanted to do. Was, I love Dan's fish. I've ordered fish from Dan. I've loved
Oh,
Get
me too,
Gills.
definitely. Yep.
It's
Yeah.
nothing on them at all. I absolutely love that site, and I'm going to keep telling people to buy from them. But I want, on our end, to be more of a support system. So actually back people up. We have 500 printed DOA papers, acclimation guide papers to go in boxes, free stickers for people that are joining the site, logo help if they don't have a logo. Like there's all this extra things we're doing that I just wanted to do really on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love Dan's stuff, absolutely love it. But I wanted to do more for that community that really needed more help, if that makes sense.
Right, I understand. I hear where you're coming from. So, is there any kind of auctioning going on the site? Is there going to be anything like that coming up in the future? Are you going to do any kind
There
of
may be. Yeah, we're thinking about that kind of stuff right now. It's pretty much we're just trying to get the ball rolling with it as it is. People are going to slowly start putting their products onto the site because it's going to take a little bit of time for everyone to kind of get their the process completed because we want to make sure everyone can ship to the specifications before we even add them to the site. Just to make sure that it's all
So now
copacetic,
this
really.
is it's going to be like a commission based per sale, a
Yeah, so
commission
there,
based.
you kind of have your own store. It's an 85-15 split. So 80 goes to the seller, and then 5, which is another thing we wanted to do, was goes to a community fund.
Okay.
So, like multi tank addiction, his tank exploded the other day. A lot of his fish passed away.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to set up a fund where a percentage of all the sales go into a fund. I've already put $300 of my own money into the fund to kind of start it off. But if something like that happens, or like when we lost Sand Creek Aquatics, if Amy needed some help with some money, the community could decide to send money that way. So there's really not something that's been set up to help with that process at all with our community yet. So I wanted to do it where we're already selling fish, gladly put 5% in of my own money. I'm not taking anything out of that, of course.
Right.
And I'm not. And then if no one uses the fund, so if we meet that threshold, and then anything after that, we split with all the sellers. So if I have a really good month, and let's say you were on the site and you sold 2 fish, you would get a percentage of my 5% that was over that fund. So
Okay.
the whole goal is just to really like make it fair for everyone and really just support each and every person in the hobby because everyone needs a little bit of help. So if that's, 20 bucks, you didn't sell any fish all month, but you get 20 bucks from the community fund and that helps you buy fish food for the month. That's more than you had in your pocket the first time. And that just gives you a whole nother month of food. So the real goal is for us just to keep kind of the ball rolling and to keep people having the ability to keep their hobby funded.
Right. I hear you. I'm not messing with things. I'm touching things. I'm touching things. Very cool. Now, where was I? I had a question for you in regards to that. Um, so it just seems like this is gonna be this is a really good opportunity, like Get Gills, but a really good opportunity for hobbyists that are hobby breeders that
Mhm.
that really do need a quality outlet, a good way to get rid of the livestock that they've managed to create.
Right.
I think that it's going to be a very good outlet for a lot of people. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean when you start out and you don't know how to ship a fish, I mean that's really scary. It really is.
yeah, and
And
it's
we can
dangerous
put
for
out
the fish.
Yeah, I mean we can put out as many videos as we want
Sorry.
as how to pack fish, but unless someone sends you like a care guide and like DOA instructions and acclimation instructions to put in boxes,
Right, which is
there's
what
just
we do. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, there's that's all pre-printed and we'll mail
Hmm.
that to the sellers. So it's like
Yep.
one less thing they have to worry about. So it's a lot of we just want to be backup
Oh
is
yeah.
really what it is for these people that either they've sold before and that's awesome, like HC Aqua sold a ton of fish
Hmm.
and he's got a great system in place. So
Yes.
he could
Yeah.
keep doing practically exactly what he's
Which I've
doing
got.
because
I've received stuff from Jesse as well. Yeah.
yeah, so like there's a lot of people on the site already who know what they're doing, which is awesome. So they don't need as much hand holding with us coming in and helping them out, not
Hmm.
hand holding, but backup. But
Yeah.
then there's some people who just need a lot of help with it because they're just never done it before, or they want to start doing it but they don't have the know-how or the information to do it.
Yeah, nobody
So
wants to get dead fish in the
right.
mail, and nobody wants to lose their fish like that and not make any money, because then you've got to, it's, yeah, it's not a
Yep.
fun place to be, and I think about the fish in the end too, that just suffer from the I don't want to say ignorance, but yeah, the lack of knowledge
No, for sure. Like
of
it.
how to do it properly, and the experience to do it properly. I've learned a lot since I've been here. Honestly, I've had some experience shipping livestock, shrimp, and fish, and plants, um, and bring them on airplanes and all that good stuff too. But Amber has been doing this quite well for a long time, and
Yes.
I've totally like rethought how I do this in regards to the packaging, and the shipping of fish. Um, yeah, it's been a learning experience for me, a little bit of a crash course on that. But
For
I
sure.
definitely am impressed with the way that she handles things. The fish
No,
come
she does
first.
an awesome job. For
Yeah,
sure.
when I was in Peru with Corey and Dean and Dwayne and Michael Barber and whatnot, was one thing that was always said is the fish come first, and
Hmm.
that was something that I have always said about all the fish in my home and everywhere. You know, is the fish come first. So it's kind of like what we have here is a farm,
Yep.
quite literally. It's a professional livestock breeding facility, and we hold our biosecurity very uh, very to be very important and things like that. So it's I don't know. We just take it very seriously. It's not
Yeah, no,
like
they're all our pets. Even though there's a ton of them, they're all our pets. It's really that's all there is to it.
yep.
And this whole system that I kind of wanted to do started when I ordered a couple sets of guppies from a guy on eBay, and every shipment showed up dead.
Oh yeah.
And then he sent me replacements, and they showed up even more dead. And then he sent me another shipment of replacements, and those were even worse than the first two. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is not right. This shouldn't be allowed. And then, of course, I reached out to eBay, and they're like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. I'm like, that's not right either. And I just felt bad for the fish and people who are going to potentially be buying from the seller in the future. Like they're going to get the same issue I had. So I wanted to like try my best to help in having that not happen. So like even if someone joins the site, uses it for a month, and then decides they want to do it on their own on eBay or wherever else, great. Like we
Right.
taught someone how to ship fish perfectly, like or better than they were before, and I'm all for that. It's really about spreading more knowledge into the fish world.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, especially for people like I said, for hobby breeders that
Hmm.
are that yeah, that needs a little education and whatnot. And I appreciate what you talk about in regards to care sheets, and just that,
Hmm.
you shouldn't just Amber nor I believe in selling someone a fish without a little bit of support, even if
Yep.
it's just some paperwork that come with it, so that, and even maybe some katap, some almond. If it's a fish that needs tannins, maybe a couple almond leaves, maybe a little sample of some fish food, and throw some stickers in there, but a care sheet and some information, and even links to some videos that we've created on our platforms, so that they can go to the video and get more information there. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing, the combination of all this technology and stuff, and we can utilize it to make better hobbyists, better fish
Yeah.
keepers, for the fish, and like so we don't lose the hobby either. If
Right.
people take it to some weird, perverse place, it's gonna ruin it for everybody else. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, and it's like, we want to keep it going, like you just said, and we want to keep these fish that some like the golden skiffy I've got, those aren't alive in the wild anymore. So if we don't do our jobs right as aquarists, those aren't going to be around in the world anymore. So we really do have a lot of responsibility too in what we do to make sure that that kind of stuff can stay around for a long time.
I agree. I agree. That's something. Like I said, that's kind of where I get. I have to be careful when you got business on one side, and then you got these fish that you're trying to protect on the other side, and
Yep.
it's like okay, these tanks can be for that, and then these tanks have to make money, and there's definitely that balance. Let's
Yep.
see. I want to say thank you to Candy for all of your help this evening, and she just put out the link to ourfishcollective.com, so people can go ahead and
I
check out that
appreciate it,
site
Candy.
there. Yeah, definitely. And there's so many people in here I want to say hi to. Shishi's Aquatics. We have Ron from Friday Fish Fact. So many other awesome people. Sean OOTD as well, and Catfish Terry. Um, Let's see. What else did I want to get into about the site that I was curious about? So, in regards to the breeders, yeah, who are the breeders so far? You just it's who you see on the website there that are listed at this
Yeah, so
point. You said
those are the people that we know are going to follow those requirements and or already have. Like
okay,
I've gotten fish shipped from HC Aqua. I know he's good at what he does. Like Lav, who sells a lot of snails on Instagram, she's going to be joining the site as well. But there's a lot of people that we just have to go through the process of getting them all the supplies and that kind of stuff with them to make sure that they have everything in hand so that they can start shipping fish perfectly.
so you're actually gonna supply these breeders with the care sheets and whatnot, not specific species profiles or anything, but just
Right,
like
yeah,
a
like
general care
videos
sheets and
of how to cut the foam and the shape, actual like cutting blocks so that you can actually cut them in the exact sizes for the block or for the box sizes.
oh, for
I'm
this for the
actually
breeder, I got you. Okay,
Yeah,
that
so
kind of
I've got
content as well.
heat
Okay.
sealers that I've already bought. I have about 15 heat sealers in my garage right now that I've shoveled out all the money for, which is awesome. I've
Hmm.
got about 2,000 breather bags in the garage right now. I've got like everything you can imagine sitting here
So
just ready for people.
while we're at the end of the chat here, the stream, we've got a few more minutes. I don't know what my clock, which one is right or wrong, but we're gonna give it just a second longer here. So yeah, so what are pretty much so people were gonna be interested in this right off the bat.
Mhm.
What are the basic requirements for a breeder in regards to like the standards or shipping standards? Can you go through that basically?
Anybody can sign up on the site, and then we either give you the option to go on Amazon and buy everything yourself, or you can get it from us because I bought in bulk, so I got a discount on a lot of that stuff. So we can send you all the supplies. You send us one test shipment. That way we know that everything comes in perfectly, and then you're good to go. Like we just have to make sure that you're following the same steps every time. But then every time you run out of something, we mail you whatever's left. Or if there's new discount codes that we've gotten from a company, we'll send those out to everybody. So it's literally anybody who wants to sell. It's just going to be a little bit of a process to make sure that everyone kind of has the steps in hand and all the product in place. So, but we're working with Extreme right now to get little sample bags of food for each, purchaser. So every time they get a box, there's a little sample of food in there.
Very nice.
There's a lot of really cool stuff we're working on, and it's going to just constantly evolve as the hope, and we just keep adding things to it. So,
Very cool. It'll be really interesting to see how this site, how this platform evolves, because it is more of like a community platform,
right.
uh, but it's definitely it is a business. So I mean, who are the like the is there a certain set of business partners or
So it's just
owners or
me and
whatnot?
Ian.
Okay,
So
okay,
pretty much all the money, like honestly, the percentage isn't even going to come close to what I spend, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Like everything that we're doing, I end up losing money on, but it's really because I love doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to make sure that everyone has the skills and the know-how to make everything they do in this hobby that much better. And even like I said, if they sell one box and then they go and sell everything else on another site, that's awesome because then I know that those fish that person's selling is going to be perfect every time, and no one's
I
going to
hear
lose
you.
fish.
Yep,
So
most
so
definitely.
more than likely, it's not the best business plan because I'm going to lose a lot of money on it. But knowing, like, going to sleep every night knowing that no fish died on like from me doing something wrong is going to be really all it is about for me. So
Right. Well, this sounds really exciting. I look forward to seeing how it all plays out. Just how it
yes,
grows and to see the new breeders that start to jump on board and
yep.
Be
Yeah,
interesting.
and I'm really excited too to see that community fund. Like that's going to be the coolest thing, because it's going to be really awesome. Like if someone really does need help, we'll be able to, as a community, say like, "Cool, let's help them out." Like that's something we haven't had before, and I think that's something that would be really cool to do.
That is really
Instead of
interesting.
using
Yeah,
like
I
a
like that.
GoFundMe or any of that kind of stuff, we
Hmm.
can literally just Venmo or PayPal someone the money and say, "Here you go, like donation from the Fish fam."
Yeah.
Like
Speaking of
that's
that, it's really awesome. At the same time, you have Susan from SLC Aquatic just popped in here, and you know, just an example of that kind of stuff. And it's been going on for so long. There has been, that we have that. Uh, there is that positive energy and that vibe, and we do help each other. Like you're saying, there has been many different GoFundmes. There was even, I think, at one point many years ago, well, 2 years ago or so, I think there was even a GoFundMe made for me, which helped me get this camera after my Canon had broke.
yep,
But Susan had created a GoFundMe for everyone after Hurricane Irma and Maria, which actually
right.
really helped me out to get me back online, literally with the internet, so I could get back on the internet and upload videos and share stuff with you. So it's just been it. It's just an example of yeah. There's a lot of good people in this community, and I think that this is a perfect idea,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it will work. It will
Yeah,
work
I mean,
swimmingly.
how cool how cool would it be to be like, okay, cool, I'm buying fish from Peter, but 5%'s going to JH to help buy him a new camera. Like
Yeah, or
that,
somebody who, like you're saying, so if a tank, breaks, or they
right.
flood their basement, or some natural
So it's
disaster.
like everyone's winning in the long run, which is really cool because you're getting an awesome set of fish from whoever you're buying from, or snails or whatever, shrimp, plants, any of
Mm.
that, and you're helping out someone who needs something to help with. I mean, it's really just something. I'm passionate about it. I can say so much, it's just hard to put it into words sometimes.
Very cool. No, I hear you. So let's see. Candy just put out the link to your website. That website, the same one. Okay, yes, but she just put a link out again to our fish collective. Very cool. We got a couple different hashtags. We have hashtag community a whole bunch of times. We have hashtag it takes a village. I like it. I like it a
Yes.
lot. Let's see. Everybody's talking back and forth, but a lot of positive talk. So I want to say thank you so much for coming on here this evening, this Tuesday.
No,
This is
thank you.
something new that I'm gonna enjoy doing. Uh, there's a lot of work here in this house
Yep.
with the breeding of the fish here and just getting it completely built out, as people have seen from my content, and Amber starting to go hard on her content as well. So you get it from both angles, but we're working we're working hard here. Biosecurity is really important to us, and just doing it ethically is really important to us. The fish come first, but yeah, yeah. So, anyways,
For sure.
what else was there that I wanted to share? Um, that's about that. I look forward to seeing how this website grows. One other
Yeah.
thing I did want to share real quick while we have a second. Maybe someone could throw out the link. Amber is in here. I don't know if she's got it, but Amber is going to be doing a water change, no, live water change live
Isn't that
stream
tomorrow?
tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow at one
I've got the
o'clock.
reminder on. I'll be there.
All right, yeah, it's gonna be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I believe I'm gonna be the cameraman for that stream. Uh, I was asked to do that today, so I will see you guys tomorrow on that one, and then see what else is going on. Yes, next week, the same time, Tuesday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. I'm calling it a fish keeping friend, and I'm just gonna be kind of an interview and hang out and chat about things we have in common. In Next week, I'm going to have Jason from Redfish Bluefish. So you guys definitely check that out. That's going to be fun. So I smell dinner downstairs,
Ooh,
and I
yeah,
don't
she
know
makes
where
some
I'm at.
great stuff.
Right? I think I'm past the hour, so I need to go ahead and get out of here. But once again, thank you so much, Peter, for hanging out here. Congratulations on the website, and I look
Thank you.
forward to seeing what comes of that. That's going to be awesome.
No, thank you
And
for having me on episode one of the fish keeping
I know,
friends. Like
right? Episode one.
that's so cool.
Pressure,
Like when
pressure.
you sent me a message, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like Joseph wants me on. It's like, it's really crazy because I did 3 years of research and watching every YouTube channel you could imagine. So everyone that on this community, I'm like, I fangirl out every time. So like being on your stream is like a crazy thing for me.
Oh,
Like
it's fun
I
stuff.
just I just ate dinner and I was telling Courtney, I'm like, I'm so nervous. Like,
Oh,
am I
yeah.
gonna do well? So like,
I'm always nervous
it's
before I
just
get on these
awesome.
things. Yeah.
Like that we're all like fish friends now. It is really cool.
Well,
And
once
hopefully I get to see you at
everything's
Aquashella
That's
too.
what I was gonna
So
say. Once all these things
yeah,
settle down, I don't know how the events. It's hard for me to promise. We tried to already on things, and it didn't. We had to, it fell through. So we'll
yeah.
see how things go. But we're looking forward to get into. Eventually, we'll meet you and Courtney in
Yes,
person, and a lot of there's a lot of people in this chat that I've been lucky enough to meet in person. I'm really I feel grateful for that. But yeah, hopefully things will calm down here in the future, and we'll be able to kind of come together again physically.
yes,
But until then, we are very lucky to have this platform uh, to share with each other, and we need to take advantage of it like no other time before. So, yeah, once again, thank you for being on here. I smell dinner. It
thank you.
smells like she's doing some like rice pilaf. I don't know.
Ooh,
So, I don't know. I
ooh,
smell something good going on down there. But, all right, I'm going to go ahead. I can't think straight now with the food. But
yeah.
let's see. Thank you to everyone for all your support, all of the moderators that helped out, to Candy for all your support, the mod of them all. Thank you so very much. And to all of my members, to my new member that I just got today as well from your neck of the woods. And then thank you to Bob Kaler for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much for the super sticker super chat. Thank you so very much. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you again very much, Peter. And
Well, thank
remember,
you.
guys, yeah, man. Let me see, where's my main screen? All right, you guys, remember, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.